here then.
I'll see what I can do.
What the hell is that thing?
Probably that monster Nath warned us about, if I had to guess.
Do you think this might have been where one of those lights that shot out of the wedge landed?
But why this location? If the purpose of the wedge is to harvest Dana's astral energy.
We can figure that out later. If that thing gets into town, it's going to cause chaos. We need to take it down and move on. Let's go! This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Here it comes! Focus!
On your toes, everyone!
Suddenly turning tail doesn't seem so ridiculous.
Why? Are you scared?
Me? Are you?
Do you even have to ask? Of course I'm scared!
Focus up before we become that thing's lunch.
It's summoning Zeugles? Take care of them while keeping an eye on it!
No escape!
Freeze Lancer!
Double
This
Demon
one's
Fang!
mine!
No further!
Oh, now you're talking!
This one's all mine!
Here!
A scream bathed in blood.
Rending you
Here
Now
I go!
come and face me!
bloody
Double
howling.
Demon Fang!
Resonate with the earth!
Plasmite!
You're mine!
Flame!
It's over!
Reflect on
Double Demon Fang!
Nate Mike with blackened blade!
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara!
I'm out of ammo!
Double Demon Fang!
Scream bathed in blood. Rending you apart! Bloody howling!
Glacial Spear! Pierce evil!
Take this! Strike!
Freeze Lancer!
Double Demon Fang!
Here, let me help! First aid!
Soaring
None
Blood!
shall escape my
You're
judgment!
finished!
A thrilling performance.
Ray!
Ready and
Elusive deity!
Searing Flame!
Here I come!
Armor won't save you!
You're finished! I'm on it! Double Demon Fang!
Here!
Begin!
It's time!
None shall escape my judgment!
Hurricane!
The fluidity of your movements are simply
It's over!
incredible.
Double Demon Fang!
Primed and ready!
Swallow
Elusive
this!
This one's mine!
Rotating pile
Double
driver!
Demon Fang!
None shall escape my
Take
judgment!
this! No escape!
Rotating pile
Here I
driver!
come! I'm not
Tornado
drive!
Big blast!
Here, let me help! First aid!
Nothing will hold me back.
I'm on it!
Radiant!
Talon
Here!
Hurricane!
I'm out of ammo!
Aqua
Back into the fray!
Eat this!
Mega Ray!
I'm on it! You're done! Elusive
You picked the wrong fight!
Soaring blast!
Take this!
You're mine!
Radiant Light! Here!
Double Demon Fang!
I can carve through
Elusive
armor!
deity!
Amazing!
Rotating pile driver!
Annihilation! Lightning!
Elusive
All
deity!
shield!
Rotating
It's over.
pile driver!
Here I come! You're finished!
Reflect on thy sin.
Hold there!
Mike with blackened blade!
Big blast!
Here, let me help!
Try harder!
Execution.
Not a
First
chance!
aid!
Resonate with the earth!
Let the mark not on my watch! None shall
Hurricane!
escape my judgment!
Begin! Knuckle!
Far enough!
The
Where
flame
are you
inside me
going?
yearns to be let free!
Elusive
escape.
deity! Can you
Double
take it?
Demon Fang!
Let's tear him up! Soaring blast!
I'm not done! Orochi's Fury!
All good things come to an end.
Annihilate!
Here I come!
Talon Hurricane!
Here, let me help!
I'll grind you into dust!
First strike!
Do you
Here
require
I come! Eat dirt!
seismic rupture? Can't get out of this!
You're mine!
Gravitas Field!
Take
Double
this!
Demon Fang!
Now you see what I can do!
Here I come!
Watch this!
Seismic rupture! Dance on the wind!
Into the shadows! Mega Ray!
Seismic
Annihilation!
rupture! Elusive
It's
deity!
over!
pile driver!
Double Demon Fang!
Mega Ray!
It's wide open!
It won't escape me!
Not on my watch!
Can you
I
take
can
it?
handle it!
Elusive deity!
Instant
Rotating power!
It's over! Double Demon Fang! You're mine!
Seismic
Remember!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Cyan instant!
Talon Storm!
Lightning!
Send you into hurricane! Benediction Light.
One more! Sorry, I didn't want to
Not
put you
today!
out.
What are friends for if we can't depend on one another?
You're right.
Double
I'll
Demon
bear that
Fang!
in mind.
Talon Hurricane!
It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire! A freezing storm!
Take
You're mine!
Armor won't save you!
Take this!
Another incantation ruined.
I'm on
Raging Lunar Storm! Bestow thy mystic mercy.
Cyan
Holy
instant!
Circle! In a bind?
I'm in your debt, Dohalim.
Then tonight's meal is on you. Speak up.
Bestow thy mystic mercy!
You're
None
mine!
shall escape my... This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Here's a healing art! First aid! This one's mine!
Here come more!
We'll just have to keep fighting.
Bloody
An astral art?
That's my cue!
Shut him down! You're finished!
Benediction Light.
None shall escape my death!
Take this!
I never miss!
I'm not done! Go away!
Can you take
Double
it?
Demon Fang!
You're mine!
Bestow thy mystic mercy.
Here I come! I owe you.
You must be tired of healing me. I'm merely doing what I can.
Glad you're on our side, Dohalim.
Take this!
Strike!
Can you
I
take
can
it?
carve through
Nothing gets by me!
I'm ready!
Very well! Astral energy! Full throttle! Go! Here I go! It's over! Lightning! Downfall!
Here I come!
Lightning! Downfall!
Benediction Light.
Try harder! Now!
It's in the sky!
You'll pay for that!
Can't get out of this!
Take this! It's over!
I'm on it!
Double Demon Fang!
Hurricane! Do it!
Dohalim! In an instant! Impact Claw! We work well together.
Like a finely timed
You're
walk.
mine! The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
Hurricane!
You picked the wrong fight!
He who prepares is free from
No
regret.
escape!
Cyan instant! Here's a healing art! Here, let me help! First aid!
Bloody howling!
Cyan in! I'm ready!
Take this!
I never miss!
I'm not done! Double Demon Fang!
Bestow thy
come.
mystic mercy.
Annihilation!
Dohalim!
All yours, Kisara. Green bathed in blood.
Freezing
Carve
storm!
through armor!
You're mine!
Confiscated!
Bloody
Orochi's Fury!
Resonate with the air! I'm ready!
Dohalim!
Light burst forth.
Radiant Genesis!
Reinforcements incoming!
Not a problem!
Reflect on thy sins. They smite with blackened blade.
Radiant Pierce!
Prepare to be
If that freaking does it!
Now!
Execution!
Radiant Pierce!
bathed in
Take
blood.
this!
Rending you apart!
Bloody
howling!
Let the marksman handle this! First aid!
First strike!
Radiant
Raging
Pierce!
Lunar Storm.
Where are you going?
Eat dirt!
Bestow thy take this.
I'm all stopped up! Far enough!
Try harder! My
Annihilation!
turn! Not a chance!
Benediction
Downfall!
It's over!
Black Field!
Is that a healing art?
It is. I can't ignore your pain.
I'll try to be more careful.
Lightning! Downfall! I'll bring you back from death to
Smash you!
Try harder! Now!
I'll bring you back from death! I'll bring you back from death to this!
Take this!
Talon Hurricane!
And more of this won't burn out!
Get toasty!
Burn Strike!
Right, next one!
Already
Double
on!
Demon Fang!
Here I come!
Orochi's Fury!
Freezing storm! Eat dirt!
Eat this! Watch it!
I never
It
miss!
is yours to be let free!
None shall escape my... Glacial Spear! Pierce evil!
Ignite!
Think it dead!
Not it!
Take No, it won't end like this.
Forgive me.
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Seismic rupture! I'll smash you!
Benediction light.
Take this!
Savage roar!
Double Demon Fang! Take this! It's over! Double Demon Fang!
What a relief! Hurricane!
Take
Radiant, look here! Here's a healing arc!
Look sharp! Did you see this coming?
Whoa, hey! One at a time!
Glacial spear!
Here's the evil! Going in!
Take this! The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
Let's get you all out of the way! Here, let me help!
Try harder! Mike! Looks like you came to my rescue again.
You need to be careful with the blazing sword and with my thorns.
Shia.
Now, Moth, get toasty!
Bird strike!
Raging
going in.
Cascade!
Here I come!
In here!
You're finished!
Not in your dreams!
Where are you going? Far enough!
It's on! You're mine! Easter!
Look sharp!
Radiant, look here! Alright,
This one's mine.
showtime!
My head's spinning just watching.
None shall escape my judgment!
Try harder! My turn!
Here, let me help! Astral energy! Raging
It's over!
Sealing storm! I'll be saving this
I
one!
can carve through armor!
Tiger blade!
Here's a healing arc! Light astral
Take
energy!
this!
Whoa, hey,
Double
what is
Demon
this?
Fang!
Fire!
It's over!
Light ass dance in the wind!
Good thing.
Light astral energy!
Try harder! Now! You're...
Spin!
I'm not done!
Here's a knife!
Double Demon Fang!
Light art expert coming
Here I
through!
come!
In here! I'll be saving this one!
Water snake!
The earth throbs in pain.
Tiger blade!
Try harder!
Photon dance in the wind!
Ready to
Sleep
go!
now! Magna Ray! Confiscated!
Far enough! Look sharp!
Raging cascade! Here's a
Ignite!
No further!
Dazzling spin! Make it
Escape!
right!
Kisara! All yours, Kisara!
Graviton
Dazzling
field!
spin!
Supernova!
You're mine!
Photon
Tiger
dance!
blade! Let's keep up the pressure!
I can carve through armor!
I'm gone!
Let's get
It's
you off
over.
that way!
Stay, wait!
I'm only getting
Tiger
started!
blade!
Annihilation! Magna Ray! Here's a
Going in.
lunar field!
Take this!
This one's mine!
Dazzling
Dance in the
spin!
wind! Air
Double
thrust!
Demon Fang!
Tiger
Here,
blade!
let me help! Dance in the
Rotate
wind!
back.
It looks like you got this one covered!
Dazzling spin!
Magna Ray!
Here I come! I'm
Tiger
not done!
blade!
Here goes!
Water
Dance
snake
in the
blade!
wind! None shall escape my judgment! Ready! Ray!
The flame inside me yearns to be let free! Not today!
Tiger blade!
Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
I'm ready!
It's about to strike!
Look sharp, everyone!
Take this!
Everyone all right?
We won't surrender. We won't retreat. Not yet.
Whatever you do. Just please stay safe. Here, let me help.
How are we supposed to take on something so big?
I'll handle it. Just
Alvin!
watch and learn. That's enough! Go back down! Everyone okay?
Yeah, I think so.
That thing scared the pants off me.
It felt like it had a different aura than other Zeugles, didn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't like the one that Almadria sicked on us either.
Its elemental astral energy variance was out of this world. It was like fighting a lord.
I guess it's safe to assume that if it came out of the wedge, it must have played some part in helping harvest astral energy. But what?
Perhaps a living spirit vessel? It's plausible, given the location. Or it may be part of a new force dispatched to regain control of Dana.
If we assume that monster was one of the 4 beams of light, we must have prevented something from taking place here.
I'd like to think so, knowing how much grief it gave us. But at least with that out of the way, we can keep moving forward now. Let's go.
I'm even stronger than before. Hey, is that it over there?
You can never be too prepared.
Alphen?
Did you remember something?
No, but I have seen this starship before. This is it. This is the ship I traveled in when I escaped from Lenegis.
Three centuries later, and it's no worse for wear. I'll take a look at the internals.
Damn! I'm amazed it still works at all after all this time.
The past meets the present. I really am from a different time and place.
Yeah, but you've got us now, Alphen.
Not only that, but you've helped out so many people, too.
Law's right. Rinwell too. You're one of us now. No more carrying the weight of history on your shoulders. You're a part of this world.
Right. Thanks, you guys.
How's it look?
It should fly. All internal systems seem to be operating. However, considering how long it's remained inactive, I suspect it will take some time before it's ready for takeoff.
How much time are we talking here?
Starship mechanics are not what I'd call my forte, so I'd rather not hazard a guess.
So we've just got to sit around here and wait? I'm terrible at waiting.
That's because you're a child. Oh, but how about we use this time to prepare and gather supplies for the trip?
Good idea. Who knows when we'll be back from Lenegis once we leave? We should prepare ourselves for every possible scenario before we go.
Let's try not to stay away too long. I'd hate for anything to happen to the place while we're gone.
Either we race ahead, or we take due precaution to ensure we have no regrets. I shall leave it up to you as to how we proceed, Alphen.
Works for me.
It's funny, isn't it?
What is?
All this. When we first started this thing, did you ever imagine we'd be going to Lenegis? After all, this is the sort of thing I was rebelling against when I ran away from home, right?
I'm sure Zephyr would be proud if he knew what his son was doing right now.
And a little shocked, too.
We're defying the order of things that have persisted for 300 years. Deep down, I knew our journey would lead to confronting Lenegis.
Yeah, you maybe, but you're a Renan. The rest of us can barely even picture what it means to leave Dana.
No offense to Shion and Dohalim, but it's worth remembering we're heading into enemy territory.
No offense taken, and this is no picnic for me either.
Remember, our aim is to ensure that both Lenegis and the Renan homeworld leave Dana alone for good. I don't think we'll be able to avoid a fight.
Is there no way we can talk them into leaving us alone?
The people of Lenegis?
Sure. I mean, we found a way to make it work with Shion and Dohalim, right? And it's not just us. If places like Menancia can do it, then why can't we?
Because there are still many of my kind who believe it was right and natural that Rena reigns over Dana. There are those on Lenegis who have never stepped foot on Dana. I doubt whether they'd even listen to Danans.
Look, none of us want to fight. But these are the same people who fired that wedge down on Dana. What happens next is on them.
Right. We're not going to sit back and wait for them to oppress us again.
Right.
Don't forget, there's also a good chance the Red Woman is somewhere on Lenegis. And wherever she is, we should find the Renaissance too.
That's right. If we can take it back, then Shion can finally get rid of her thorns. Shion?
Huh? Yeah.
Where? Shion? Where'd Shion go? How could she just go off on her own? Shion. Shion! It's your thorns? But why? You okay? Just now, it looked like you used your maiden powers to suppress your thorns. You can really do that?
Stay out of my way.
Wait a second. Are you planning to go alone?
Shut up!
Why would you do this?
I told you to shut up!
I won't let you.
I mean it.
I refuse to let you.
I won't tell you again. Move or I'll shoot.
If that's the case, then go ahead and shoot me!
Do you remember back when I was stabbed? By Volron?
Yeah. I thought for sure that he had killed you back there.
That wasn't the first time.
Huh?
The first time was when I was only a child. After that, no matter how often, I just couldn't die.
Couldn't die? So you're immortal? How's that even...
I believe you, Shion. But tell me how is something like that possible?
My thorns. They're me, but at the same time not. They're part of me. I have no idea why, but my thorns will never let me die. At least not before I'm meant to.
You can't die before your death?
When my thorns free themselves, it will be my death. I've seen it. A darkness that swallows up everything until nothing remains. It's a vision of oblivion I can't escape. I want to believe it's all just a bad dream. But no matter what I tell myself, I know it's not.
Yeah, but you... Wait. The whole reason you needed the Renaissance was to get rid of your thorns, right?
If I burn away what's inside, then what will happen to the rest of me? Right. Either way you look at it, I'm going to die. But if I am going to die, I figure I can at least take my thorns out with me. That's what I've been after this whole time.
That's why you turned your back on your fellow Renans and chose to fight with us, isn't it? And while we've all been fighting to keep on living, you have been with us fighting desperately to die.
That was the plan. But then I met all of you. And before I knew it, I didn't want to die anymore.
Shion, don't lose hope yet. We'll find a way to save you. There's still time to...
It's pointless.
Why?
Because the darkness won't just consume me. The truth is, it will consume all of existence as well. It was only a suspicion at first, but ever since the Red Woman triggered my maiden powers, I've been more certain than ever before. It was then that I finally came to realize my powers were holding my thorns in check the entire time. But they don't anymore. Not since Lenegis. when the wedge fell. Every day, I feel the Thorn's power growing stronger inside of me. Pretty soon, I won't be able to hold them back anymore. And when that happens...
They will consume all existence.
And that's why you wanted to leave by yourself. You planned to find the Renis Alma on your own, and sacrifice yourself to stop the Thorns.
But that's... too much. It's way too much.
When this all began, I didn't care what happened to me or anyone else. And what happened to the Renans or the Dahnans didn't matter to me at all. I know I have to die, but I don't want to. Not now that I have this. I wish we had never met. Then I wouldn't have to feel this way.
Shionne!
Alphen?
Only living for the sake of dying is no better than being a slave. How can you endure this?
Alphen.
It's not fair. I don't care what anybody says. I won't let it happen. We can fight this. We'll fight until the end together. Isn't that what you said to me before?
Even if it should mean that it'll be the end of everything else, too?
Shionne, what do you want? It's your decision, ultimately. But if you decide not to fight fate, I will. Even if I have to do it alone.
No, you won't be alone. I'll fight as well.
Count me in as well. I want to be a force for good, not hate.
And me too. I meant it with all of my heart when I told you before. Neither of you are alone in this at all.
You guys...
And I, for one, don't believe this venture is without hope.
Huh?
Shionne is the descendant of a maiden from 300 years ago. Given the circumstances, it seems very likely that those events have some connection to her thorns. The true nature of which, I imagine we will discover as we make our way to Lenegis and uncover the truth of what's unfolding here.
I take it you mean we might find a way to get rid of her thorns and she'll live?
It's certainly possible. Though I suspect the nature of the Sovereign is connected somehow.
So be it. I've already lost everything I had once. And I won't let it happen again. Shionne. No matter what happens from now on, we're right here with you. All of us are. You are not alone.
You guys... You're all so stubborn. Thank you, everyone. For right now, and a little while longer, I just want to hold on to this dream. And most of all, more than anything else, I want to be with all of you. So let's go. On to Lenegis.
The end of the world. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
I believe Shion is telling the truth. What about you?
As a friend, yes, I want to believe her. Everything that's happened seems to point towards some sort of great danger that's lurking ahead of us. Still, it's hard to fathom something that could usher outright doom to the world. That those really are the stakes we face.
No, I understand. Even Shion doesn't seem to know exactly what will happen to bring it all about.
We have so many pieces of the puzzle in our hands, so many clues, yet the complete picture eludes us.
So where do her thorns fit in then?
Well, I imagine they must sit at the very center of it all. You remember the voice we all heard while we were inside the wedge, don't you?
Yeah, I remember. It was the will of Dana's astral energy come to life. Or that's what we all thought.
Right. And from that, we're able to hypothesize how vast concentrations of astral energy can become sentient. Let's return to when we found Shion in Pelegion. When her thorns went wild, they contained far more astral energy than any mere Renin would normally have inside them.
So you think those thorns might be alive too? That their will is what keeps her from dying? But why would they want to destroy the entire world?
As for that, I really cannot say for certain. Its goals still remain a mystery. It may be a mere fluke that her maiden powers have been able to contain it thus far.
You know, I've noticed since we've met that you like figuring out riddles.
Can you blame me? When one realizes that the world they once thought to be true is but a mere facade, they can't help but seek the truth. Especially when that deception has led to others getting hurt.
Dohalim?
I imagine the remaining pieces of the puzzle that we seek rest somewhere within Lenegis. As for what the final picture will look like, who can say? I think it's best we not dwell on it too much for the time being.
Right.
How you holding up?
Who, me?
Yes, you. You took a hit from those thorns again, didn't you?
Oh, that? That was nothing.
Compared to what Shion's going through, you mean? Still, even if you yourself might be willing to endure that kind of pain, that doesn't mean Shion wants to have to see you get hurt by her thorns, you know?
Yeah, I know. I'll be careful.
Shion doesn't know how lucky she is to have you around, you know? Dashing in to save her at the last minute.
Yeah, very funny.
I'm being serious. You went up and held her close like you still had that mask on, and you didn't even bat an eye. She really needed that. That's what I mean when I said you saved her. Just like you did with the rest of us.
I just want for Shion what we all have. The ability to touch someone without the fear of killing them. Those thorns have robbed her of the kind of everyday things we all take for granted. And it's not right.
You can say that again. It may be normal for us, but that doesn't make it any less special or important for her. I hope she gets what she wants. I have my own dreams, but a world without her, where she dies so we can all survive, isn't a world I want to live in.
Agreed. It's like more and more keeps getting taken from her, and I'm done with it.
Did you know?
You mean about Shion?
Yeah, I didn't have the slightest idea. I mean, every once in a while I thought something seemed a little off, but I never could have imagined. It's like a